I was born in Mount Vernon, Indiana. My parents had a farm, so I was raised on a farm. Lived there until my early 20s. And then I met the love of my life and got married. And we moved from Mount Vernon to Evansville. One of the first things I did career-wise in Evansville was work at Sears as a shipping receiver. And I did that for a couple of years, and then the opportunity came up for me to get my dream job, which was to be a commercial artist. I always liked to draw as a kid, and when kids like to draw and they can draw fairly well, they pretty much going to have some kind of art talent. And I had recently interviewed at the Evansville newspapers, and about 6 months prior to that, and they didn't have an opening, but then one became available, and they called me in and, to make a long story short, offered me a job as a commercial artist. So I started really in the advertising business as a commercial artist with Evansville newspapers.
Dennis didn't just get started in advertising, he took the business by storm. You might even say he was a pioneer. Dennis went from the local newspaper to several ad agencies, including one of the country's top advertising firms, Keller Crescent. In 1974, Dennis and a Keller Crescent co-worker made the bold move of starting their own agency. It was a tremendous success. When his partner retired, Dennis started another chapter in his career.
For about the past 15 years, I've had my own business called Vision Communications, and we work with a variety of clients, all the way from those business type clients to commercial clients or retail type clients. So we do television commercials for them, as well as websites and brochures and magazine ads and those kind of things.
Dennis's passion for art has been a gift to the tri-state. His talent for painting has brought many area landmarks to life. Two of his most adored creations are on an iconic painting of the Zesto Drive-In and the Back Home Again artwork commemorating the revitalization of the historic Evansville Brewery.
What really intrigued me about the Zesto restaurant is it was really a South Side icon, as I looked at it. And it had been there and has been there since 1952, and it's the same building as it was in 1952. They haven't changed it at all, other than recently they put on an awning. But other than that, it's the same daggone building as it was then. And I just thought that was pretty cool. And there's always people standing there waiting to get their food at Zesto. I was quite surprised at how many people wanted and bought prints of the Zesto painting. I did another painting that's kind of an iconic type painting. Back in 1988, I believe it was, Evansville Brewing Company started up. And the brewery had been shut down for at least a decade, and it was a big, exciting time that this new brewery called Evansville Brewing Company, and it was put together by three entrepreneurs in Evansville, and they started up Evansville Brewing Company. We were their advertising agency at the time, and so we designed this sign to go on the side of the building. And the day that the sign painters went over and did the painting, I went over with a camera and shot a bunch of photographs, thinking that someday maybe I'll do a painting of it. Well, I recently did a painting of it, 30 years later.
Dennis has always supported many area charities. His most cherished is the Santa Claus Club that provides new, warm clothing for the Tri-State's needy children during the cold winter months.
The best part of the Santa Claus Club that I like is knowing that we, as an organization, have helped to clothe 2,500 to 3,000 kids every year. They get a new pair of socks, they get underwear, they get a new pair of jeans, a shirt, and a coat with a hood. And we know that those kids are going to have or be warm this winter. And that's really a good feeling to know that you've helped to get that many kids clothing that'll keep them warm, that otherwise they probably wouldn't be as warm or as well kept as they're going to be because of the Santa Claus Club. Well, I became president of the Santa Claus Club 2 years ago, and this would have been about 2010. And I've done that for the last couple of years and I've really enjoyed it. Learned a lot more about the Santa Claus Club and being the president, and look forward to continuing to be on the board. I did resign due to health reasons, and my resignation is official at the end of this year. But we've got a good system. We've got a new president coming on in Wendell Burkhart, and he'll do a great job. And I'll still stay on the board to keep an eye on Wendell.
In 2004, Dennis faced a major challenge when he battled prostate cancer. After recovering, Dennis devoted renewed energy to his business, his painting, and the Santa Claus Club. Recently, the cancer has returned, but it has not stopped Dennis from his work, his art, his charities, or his family.
I have tried to set an example throughout my life of giving back, not just with the Santa Claus Club, but in other ways through church and through other charitable organizations and all. We are fortunate to have what we have, and it's always good to give back and help in ways that you can. And so I hope that my sons, and I think it will, carry through with them. And already my granddaughter has already picked up on that, and she's just 7 years old. One thing I've learned from all of this is you just have to take a day at a time and realize that there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, and there's a time to live and a time to die, and it'll all happen in its own good time. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to enjoy life as much as I can, and right now I'm doing well. If you'd asked me this 3 months ago, I wasn't doing well at all, evidenced by my hair. But you just have to keep on going and be positive, and if you keep a positive attitude, at least you'll have a good time with the time you got.